Mimi, you are now single. Omar is waiting to meet you for your first date.
Omar, baby! Oh my god, yay!
If they were to put a picture of regret in a dictionary, the face you'd see is Ayo. The face you'd see next to it is Ayo. Because he was playing stupid games. And Mimi told him that I'm not going to stop you from getting to know Uma, but just know that when a bombshell comes and it's my turn, just be ready. So the idea that Uma is coming for Mimi, I am here for this. Please can we hurry up to Sunday? I'm so excited. You can hear it in my voice. I'm so happy for this. I can't wait. I wish I could ask the producers to release it tonight. Anyway, hey there, thanks for stopping by. It's your girl Valerie. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe, click the like button, turn on the notification bell for when I upload new videos, and definitely leave a comment. In this episode, I'll be reviewing Love Island, season 11, episode 5. Okay, Kieran has joined my band of favorite islanders for the season because initially I know I was against him because of his age, and I kept saying, no, he's too young, 21 is too young. But he's a menace, and I love him for that. And I love his honesty, and the way he's going about the villa is just something else. Because you have the girls, you have Nicole and Harriet having this conversation about, oh, why didn't you tell me that he kissed you? I would have preferred you tell me. And it's like, seriously, why does she need to tell you that he kissed her? He needs to tell you that he kissed her. She has no allegiance to you. You're both chasing the same guy. It's barely been 5 days since you met this guy. So if anything, that guy needs to tell you, you two should be cool. You're both chasing the same guy. Whoever wins, wins. Whoever loses, that's it. It is what it is. And so for Nicole to be upset didn't make sense. Harriet apologizing didn't make sense to me. I think she should have just told her, go and speak to him. He kissed me. You need to go and iron out whatever issues you have with him. And so for him now having chanted in the bedroom with the guys that it's spelling out Nicole, doing a cheer for Nicole, he's a menace, Kieran. He's a menace. And so for him to speak to Sean and sort of have this conversation about who he's leaning towards, and suddenly Sean can speak. How many days in? 3-4 days, and we've barely heard him say anything. So Sean then says, oh, if you want Nicole, I'll go after Harriet. And it's like, so were you waiting for him to make a decision? Grow a pair of sweets and, go after what you want. This is Love Island. You can't be the gentleman in here because otherwise you're going to pack your bag and go home like Sam. So I like the fact that they were able to iron that out. And then Joey's a menace. Joey's a menace as well. He is a menace. Because he has this conversation with Harriet and is telling her, well, he told us that he really likes Nicole. And it's like, it's not your business to be selling that gossip or passing that tea. That has nothing to do with you. And so the fact that he then called Kieran and asked Kieran, so who do you like between Harriet and Nicole? It's like, why? Why would you do that? Why would you be so messy? Why? And I like the fact that Kieran didn't say, oh, can I speak to her alone? He just answered, I prefer Nicole. And then he kept it moving. And it's like, oh, that's bad. That really is bad. If I were Harriet, I would move on. I wouldn't go back to him because how dare he disrespect me like that? He kissed me and then he's telling everybody else that he wants somebody else instead of me. No, we're done. And so for Kieran to then go to the fire pit, because you have Ronnie and Jess having this conversation about their connection. Ronnie and Jess are a strategic couple, in my opinion. They're going to keep each other safe in the villa for as long as they can until they find someone that they like or until the other person finds somebody they like. They're this year's Sam and Jess, in my opinion. So for Kieran to go and complain to them that, just imagine, Joey called me and asked me, who do you like? And I had to sort of say it because if you're going to ask me a question bluntly, I'm going to answer you bluntly. I would have preferred, it makes sense that you would have preferred to pull her aside, have a conversation with her, but you've had all day, buddy. You didn't do it. So Joey helped you. And I like the fact that Joey actually came and said, yeah, I did call him and I asked him and he answered. And he's sort of like, but you shouldn't have called me like that, Joey. And Joey's like, well, you've done it. It's over. Let's move on. And it's like, well, I think you need to move on because Sean is waiting. He's biding his time and waiting to approach Harriet. So let him approach Harriet and you keep it moving. Oh my God, I'm in love. The more this episode continues, the more I love Kieran because he's just a menace. And I love the fact that everyone is looking at his age, but actually, he's actually one of the most mature boys in the villa in the sense that, so you have Harriet ran into the ladies' room crying, and then you have Uma and Patsy sort of follow her and try and console her. Not a single tear. Poor Uma was running around looking for tissues for not a single tear. Her eyes were not even watery, so I don't even know why poor Uma was running around looking for a tissue. Oh, I said this before, I'll say it again. Kleenex needs to sponsor Love Island this season. Anyway, so you have, they have this conversation. She's very upset that, he said he prefers Nicole, and the way he said it, she didn't like the way he said it. So, she feels some type of way about it. And then you have the rest of the islanders sort of having a conversation and sort of, you have Kieran at the fire pit talking to Nicole, because Nicole walked into the changing room and she was told off, and she was told, you can have him. Oh, he's very immature, this, that. And it's like, well, he's 21 years old. So if you're saying he's very immature, why are you crying about him? You look for someone your age. You don't need to cry about a 21-year-old if you think he's very immature and you deserve a guy that's very mature. And so the fact that she allowed herself to be hyped by Patsy to say, go and confront him, and it's like, this will not end well. This will end in tears. She goes to the fire pit. People like a bit of gossip. I thought it was just the viewers, but the fact that, everyone gathered around the table in the kitchen so that they could hear. They wanted to be in ear range so that they could hear whatever was going on. And Kieran was chill as a cucumber. He didn't care. And she went on and was ranting and raving and he said, I wanted to call you, but before I could call you, Joey called you, so there was nothing I could do. Well, I would not be treated like this by a 21-year-old. And it's like, well, you're 24, but you're behaving more like a 16-year-old. So please don't throw stones if you live in a glass house. And I like the fact that Kieran didn't seem fazed by it. And for Nicole to say to everyone, oh, let's disperse, let's not listen to them. It's like, this is a lot of drama. And for her to have the audacity to start moaning to the girls that I don't want him in my bed. Well, if you don't want him in your bed, you're welcome to go and sleep outside, love. That's the only other option. You can sleep on the day beds. No one will stop you. And then you have, I think it was Sam or someone ran over to the guys to sort of ask, so are you sleeping in the same bed? And you went, Kieran said, whatever you want, I'm game. And then Joey's like, put a pillow. And I love the fact that Kieran had to say to Joey, keep quiet, because Joey's enjoying this. Even when they were yelling and screaming, he was busy eating a bag of crisps as though he is not involved in the mess, as though he didn't start the drama. And I like the fact that Kieran has shown his maturity. Yes, he's 21, but oh my God, I love him. He's one of my favorites now. I can't wait to see what more drama he brings. I wish Sam was around, because the two of them, him and Sam, I think would have been entertainment gold. We can send the sweet man home. I like the fact that Kieran was a man of his word. Well, he knew he wasn't wanted in the bed, so he did the next best thing. He found himself somewhere to sleep, and he slept outside on the day beds. And for Nicole to come and give him a good night hug, oh, that was sweet. It reminded me of Demi when he was kicked out of bed and India had to come out and give him a hug and stuff. So it is what it is. I like that he's a man who stands by his word and who backs his own actions. So he wasn't welcome. He didn't feel her, and so he went to sleep outside. I think Harriet needs to go and get a refund for her acting classes, because her acting is bad. Terrible, actually. Terrible. She needs to go and get a refund. I haven't seen anything that's impressed me thus far. I don't even know what show would hire her because of her terrible acting. Anyway, the fact that Joey's still saying, this was a pleasant night. Joey, that was entertainment for him. He's going to be the Mitch of the season. That's the impression that I get. He's going to be the Mitch. He's going to be the menace. He's going to create drama. And I like the fact that Kieran is going to stand 10 toes deep on whatever he decides to do or say. So that was entertainment for me. In the morning, obviously, everyone is feeling a bit better, because with Ayo, he did tell, Harriet, you need to go to sleep, and then in the morning you'll be in a better space and you'll be able to think more clearly, which makes sense. In the morning, for Harriet to then tell Patsy that, Jess told me that whoever told you to confront Kieran is not a good friend, or is not your friend, blah, blah, blah. And that's the truth, though, because you're humiliating yourself on TV. And why are you running back with it anyway? If you had a problem with Jess saying it, why didn't you tell Jess that you had a problem with it? Why did you have to wait and sort of start tomorrow? There's a lot of unnecessary drama in the villa this year. Well, it's entertainment gold, but it's a lot of unnecessary drama. I like the fact that Ayo in the morning sat down with Kieran and just told him that whatever you do, you need to pull Harriet aside and just apologize for what happened. Whether or not you're going to choose her, doesn't matter, but still just apologize to her. Hopefully he takes that on board. He seemed like he was going to take it on board and apologize. They don't need to share the same bed. They can have a recoupling today and he can go into bed with Nicole. That's fine. But I think just for his own sanity and just not to give her any more sort of ammunition to use against him, he just needs to apologize to her and keep it moving. And then you have, Ayo speaking about the girls, and it's like, I understand where he's coming from, that both Uma and, Mimi are very beautiful. But the fact that you said Mimi doesn't project her confidence as much as, Uma does, it's like, some people really don't need to overdo themselves or to over project. You just feel it. If you're not feeling it, that's fine. But don't make it seem like she doesn't have a character or she doesn't have this aura around her that sort of makes you feel like, oh my God, here she is. I didn't get that. I really didn't get that. I really don't get Ronnie sort of pulling Harriet for a chat. Who pushed him to do that? Was it the producers or what? It doesn't make sense, because otherwise there would be just as boring a version of Zach and Molly from last season as ever. I really hope they don't couple them up. Oh my God, it would be like watching paint dry. And for her, I think it was just to boost her ego. I think because she fake cried, the producers felt bad for her, so they wanted to cheer her up by making it seem like guys were really interested in her. The fact that Sean is just looking from afar and just like, you've told everyone that you're interested in her, go after her. Are you afraid of girls or what? Make it make sense. Speak to Kieran, he'll give you a couple of pointers. I love the fact that Kieran actually pulled Harriet aside and apologized and said, hey, I'm sorry, I should have pulled you aside and told you where I stand. My bad. So I want to apologize. She accepted this apology. And the fact that you went, is it too soon for a hug? And it's like, Kieran doesn't, if I don't give was a person, he would be it because of the way he carries himself and the way he speaks. He's just a man of his word. He says what he feels and he feels what he says. And then you have this conversation between Joey and Uma. I think Joey likes Uma. I don't know whether he likes her as a person or whether he likes her because of the way that Samantha behaves when she sees them talking. But I think he seems like he's sort of smitten because of the way I was described. Oh, I like your body. I like your this. I like your that. And it's like, I would rather, I've said this before, I'd rather she couple up with Joey for now, until a bombshell that suits her comes in, and then she can switch over. I really don't want her to break up, my couple, Mimi and Ayo. Mimi and Ayo, they're having a conversation, and I like the fact, because the girls were saying to Mimi, oh, you're handling this very well, you're not throwing a fit, you're not this, that, and that, and she was like, well, it is what it is. I can't, do anything to stop it. If he likes her, he likes her. And so when she was speaking to Ayo, she just said, I haven't really got much of your time today. It seems you've been very busy, more or less like you've been grafting with Uma, so I haven't seen much of you. And he's, oh, don't do that. I think Ayo really likes Mimi, but then he's also excited or enticed by what Uma brings, and so because of that inquisitiveness, this is why he's trying to see what's there with Uma, and if he's not clever, he's going to miss out on Mimi. I hope they send in a bombshell for Mimi, that way he can shake in his boots. I love, at the start we really saw just barely a clip of Mimi and Uma together. I wish they would show us more. I don't know why they're doing that with us, because they're trying to create this mystery of, oh, there's a fight between them or they're competing for the same guy. I love the fact that the girls are not feeding into that. I love the fact that Mimi and Uma are not feeding into that, and they're not being mean to one another or saying anything sort of vindictive or malicious against each other. I love that. So you have Uma receive a message to say that there will be a recoupling, and the boys will get to pick, but she will get first dibs, obviously, because she's the latest bombshell to come in. And I'm nervous for my girl. I really am nervous for my girl, because I don't want Mimi to go home. I've been chanting this since the moment that Uma walked in and showed interest on Ayo. The producers will really, I'll start a petition if they send Mimi home. I will start a petition if they send Mimi home, because how dare they? Anyway, so the islanders gather around the fire pit, and Uma gets to get first pick. Joey really thought Uma was going to pick him, and I really wish she had picked her, but sadly she didn't. She picked Ayo, and you could see my girl was broken, because none of the guys up until Ayo have shown interest in Minii. And so the idea that the only guy who's shown interest in her and the only guy she's been interested in has been picked by somebody else is heartbreaking. And for everybody to look at her, this is why last time she said, I'm crying just because people keep giving me attention and I really don't want attention because that just makes me more emotional. And so I really hope they don't send her home. I really hope they keep her as single and bring in a bombshell for her. Because I want Ayo to get a taste of his own medicine. Because at the end of the day, Uma said he showed her interest. That's why she picked him. And Joey was heartbroken. I think he was done with Samantha. He was ready to move on. The audacity for me is the audacity. Ron has the same audacity as Harriet. He deserves Harriet. Because for him to stand up there and say, he knows for a fact that the reason he's still in the villa is because Jess saved him. So for him to talk about, I've spoken to other people who have opened my eyes and I'm still wide open, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, you don't need all that. You do not need all that. Just tell them why you're picking her and keep it moving. There's no need for you to go into detail about every single other girl there in the villa. I don't like that. I know she's putting it in the back of her mind. I think she's going to have a sit down with him. And for the girls, for Patsy to have an opinion, why? Why do you have an opinion about this? We really don't need your opinion. And I'm really feeling some type of way. I think Patsy is going to be a lot of trouble because her opinions are everywhere. This is why Jess told her that you have a lot of opinions, don't you? And she certainly does. The boys are moving mad today. The boys are moving mad. Joey, I think, is still in his feelings because he thought Uma was going to pick him. So the idea that she picked Ayo is not sitting well with him. He picked Samantha because I think he thought it's better the devil you know than the angel you don't, because obviously there's been drama there. So it will be interesting because he as well more or less implied that he's exploring connections. He's got connections with other people, but this is the closest one as yet. Well, it's closest because obviously the one he wanted has turned him down, so he's going to have to make do with whatever's available. And so we'll see how that plays out. Kieran is another menace. He stood up, he said, things have been going mad and there's been drama, there's been tension, there's been whatever, but I'm happy with where things have ended. And then for him to sort of check out with the guys whether it sounded okay, and it's like, seriously, what's wrong with you? So he chooses to couple up with Nicole. That makes sense. They were going to couple up. Nicole really seems smitten. She really seems to like him, so it is what it is. I'm surprised that Sean has picked to couple up with Harriet. No, he did tell, Kieran that he was interested. So that's not a surprise. I'm actually surprised that none of the other guys that seemed to show her interest actually chose to couple with her. Manuver is going to do what's strategic for him because in the sense that he already knows Ayo and Mimi have a great connection. So I'm not surprised that he's chosen Mimi because he thinks Mimi will keep him in the villa. I think this is another strategic couple. I think him and Patsy and Ronnie and Jess, they're strategic couples. They're going to keep each other safe unless they find a connection with somebody else, which leaves my girl Mimi single, and I'm really stressing. When are people going to learn that if you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes? Oh my God. So I was about to make my way to the airport and petition outside the villa to say, Mimi, justice for Mimi. Mimi deserves to go back. And so the fact that the producers brought in Oma, oh my God. I loved I loved that spin, and I loved the fact that everybody's reaction, everyone was ecstatic for her, but you could see, I feel sorry for Ayo. You could see Ayo wanted to cry. Everybody else, because before it was announced, I think he thought she was going home. So from the moment Manuver picked Patsy, you could see he wasn't happy. He wasn't happy because he didn't understand what was going on. Even Uma herself seemed unhappy because I don't think she ever thought that Mimi would be going home if she picked Ayo. I think she thought one of the other guys would pick her. So the idea that she was going home, I think the guilt was going to sort of be on her. And I loved the spin whereby they sort of made it known that she was single. And I think everybody was just expecting for her to say, you've been dumped from the villa. So when it was revealed that Oma is waiting for her, you could see everybody was excited. Poor Ayo was sitting there stone-faced, and I can't wait for this. And please, Sunday, come round, because I want Mimi to milk it. I want her to make him sweat. Because she's already given him a heads up to say, when a bombshell comes, be ready, because the tables are going to turn. And I am really going to be doing my thing. Apparently Oma is 25 years old, which is good because Minii is 24, so that's good. Do I think he's Mimi's type? No, I think Minii is going to go back to Ayo. I think Oma might actually end up coupling up with Uma. They will make a cute couple, but I think Ayo is going to graft. Ayo is going to graft Minii like no man's business, because now he's realized that this is not a great feeling. This is not a great feeling, and I'm here for it. Anyway, I digress. Thanks guys for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe, and click the link in my video to watch my review from episode 4. Bye guys.